between technique and style, because if we get the technique, it's easier to reproduce the style. So legato technique, we have the connection of the air so that the notes touch each other, and then we have the articulation that the tongue is necessary so that we don't get smears and glisses, because that detracts from the musical idea. So, in order to get the connection though, we probably should practice using smears and glisses. So first the mouthpiece, we talked a little bit about that. Buzz and smear. Or probably even slower than that. And then I like to play little bits of it at a time with no tongue whatsoever. Because it's just air and embouchure. I want everything to be coordinated and connected. If I can connect those two bars without any response problems, without the airstream kind of losing pressure and having a note fuzz out, anything like that, then, or the throat closing over the airstream because I'm trying to go higher, whatever it might be, if I can get rid of all of that, then I can start to add the tongue and create a clear musical legato. So we take the D, and just kind of experiment. I think somewhere in the middle was a legato that I really liked. We'll try and find it. Yeah, I like that one. It's almost like an R, as if you're rolling your R's, but you just use one of the rolls. For me, that gives me a really good legato articulation. It's not going to be the same for everybody, so you have this palette where anywhere you can put the tongue, as long as it creates the sound, I don't care where it is, because I'm not inside your mouth judging where your tongue goes. I'm just listening to the trombone. And then by using the tongue and a fast slide, I can cover up any of that slide noise. And the slide noise is kind of what makes everybody go, oh yeah, he plays trombone. Yeah, okay, that's fine, just trombone. It's okay that there's slide noise. It's not okay that there's slide noise. We can play just as clean and clear as any valved instrument. It may be more work, but it's still there for the taking. When you listen to the great players and watch their slides, it's amazing how fast and quick and effortless their slide movements can be. So speaking about the slide, we're trying to avoid glisses, but we also don't want to have shakes in the sound. Right? Because we're trying to move too fast and it's abrupt and shaky. So we somehow have to be able to move it really quickly, but keep the tension out so that when we get to each position, it just kind of feels easy. And that just kind of takes practice. That's the kind of thing you would want to practice to get good with the slide technique. Take two notes on the same partial, that was F to D because of the P's, and just go back and forth until you feel easy about it. Do the three notes and do the same thing. Don't try and do it all at once. It's a little bit too much and you'll forget halfway through the third bar what you were just working on. The whole time this is going, we have to keep the air constant. Another idea that really helps, subdividing the eighths into sixteenths forces us to stay in the position longer before we move, so we can't create a gliss accidentally because we're sitting there holding the note longer. So I have to wait longer and move faster, otherwise I'm going to get this obvious glissando that I'm trying to eliminate. The other thing that when you use your legato tongue to work on that, you're practicing refining your legato tongue while practicing refining your slide technique. It's probably the best thing you can do in legato playing to work on that technique is to subdivide into sixteenths or eighths, whatever it might be, and make sure that you hold each note longer, move faster. Not changing the tempo necessarily, but that it's the full value of the note before you move. If you move soon, My students do that all the time. Drives me crazy. But we're working on it. They can fix it. You can fix it. If you know it's there, you can fix it. If you don't know you're doing it, you know, probably won't get better. Okay, breathing is kind of another issue with this etude. You see how I'm doing on time. Not very good. Okay. I just like to breathe quickly where I've marked the breaths in. I like to mark breaths because it takes an element of doubt out of the audition. I know I'm going to breathe there and there and there and there. I know I can make the phrases. And so I suggest trying that. You don't have to do it, but I think it's a good suggestion. Dynamics, want to flow up and down with the line, and make sure that you're using a lot of expression within the piece. I'm just going to go ahead and play it and let the notes do more of the talking about the details.